What's going on, YouTube? Verocity here. Hope you guys are doing well. Call of Duty shocked their entire community by delaying the launch of Season 3 for Black Ops 6 and Warzone until April 3rd. Now, this is surprising because we've rarely, if ever, seen Call of Duty postpone a seasonal launch, but also Season 3 was the reintroduction of Verdansk into Warzone. And this has been a long time coming. They are trying to bring you back into Warzone with nostalgia and member berries. They're bringing back a ton of old content from MW 2019 to try to capitalize on this reintroduction. So a lot is riding on it here. And there's a couple ways you could look at this delay. You could look at it from the positive side, the positive point of view, and say, well, clearly they weren't proud of what they were going to release on March 20th, so they're delaying it by a couple weeks to ensure it could meet the expectations of this community. You could also look at it a different way, a little bit more negatively, and say, what is 2 weeks really going to do? Look at their track record. Are they all of a sudden just going to release an update without any bugs? And on top of that, Warzone players haven't had any new content since Warzone's launch back in November. There haven't been new maps into the game. So Verdansk is like necessary at this point in time, and we have to wait an additional 2 weeks for what could be a buggy disaster, because it signals that, hey, if it's not ready by March 20th, can we trust that it'll be ready for April 3rd? Begs the question. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that you have to look at this positively or negatively. I just think that we have to look at this objectively and say, this is make or break. And I know that gets tossed around a lot. I know I've said it a lot. But if they fail here with Season 3 after this delay, oh boy, that's not going to be good for Activision or Call of Duty as a whole. If this season releases and it's lackluster and Verdansk doesn't hit the way that Activision is expecting, something's going to give. And I really hope it's finally some revolt from this community instead of complacency, instead of just accepting that this is the hand they've been given. That's what I'm hoping for. But let's say it all goes off like gangbusters. Verdansk hits just like they expected to. All that nostalgic content from MW 2019 comes in the game and it hits like it should. And then, of course, all the new content that's coming for multiplayer and zombies is as good as we need it to be. This is going to be a big welcome home to Black Ops 6, the thing that this community has been waiting for. So a lot is riding on Season 3. A lot really is. You want to see those player numbers increase. You want to see Call of Duty really take the reins again. Season 3 has to deliver. And especially considering the fact that we're going to go an entire month without new content in Black Ops 6, it's got to hit good. Because otherwise people are already discovering other games and you're not going to do enough to bring them back. Like, all they have planned for Black Ops 6 and Warzone in the interim is the end of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle event and a St. Patrick's Day event that is going to be the exact same as the Terminator event and the exact same as the Christmas event. Some interesting rewards for sure, maybe a game mode or two, but nothing that is begging for you to play it. There's nothing that's incentivizing you to come back, unless, of course, you're a whore for rewards, which is totally fine. Go out and get them. I'm not saying you shouldn't. But when it comes to real meaningful content, we're not getting anything until April 3rd. A lot is riding on this, and I think it shows that Activision is taking this seriously, as they should. The state of the franchise isn't in a good place. Like it just isn't. And they need this to try to bring that reputation up. Try to bring some loyalty back to the franchise. There's so many people, including myself, that are just waiting on the sidelines, waiting for Call of Duty to finally do something that makes us want to play the most recent version of Call of Duty. But they keep failing at being able to bring us back. So yeah, expecting Season 3 to be much different, maybe that's us getting our hopes too high. But that's exactly what they're doing by delaying this. That's exactly what they're doing by bringing back Verdansk. They're expecting this season to hit like nothing else has hit before. And they know they need to capitalize on it. Because all eyes are on them at this point in time. Everybody is expecting them to either come out of the gates firing on all cylinders or fall flat on their face. Like, honestly, if this season comes out and it's just mediocre, no one's going to be happy about that. Like, no one. That's not what this game needs. That's not what this franchise needs, especially with more and more rumors coming out for 2025 and 2026. Like, you need people to get invested into that. You need to get people to be excited about that. But how can they be when you can't do seasonal launches competently? And we've seen how poorly they've been able to implement seasonal launches in the past. Season 3 has to be different. It just straight up does. I'm not asking for a perfect season with no bugs. I don't think that that is reasonable or attainable. I know some people believe it is, but I've spoken to developers about this, and it's just not. They work on a different version of the game than what we play. But what we need to see is a mitigation of bugs, a correction of other bugs. The game overall feeling different on April 3rd than when it was last played on April 2nd. That's what needs to change. But if it's just them throwing in a bunch of nostalgia and shoehorning in a bunch of unrealistic weapons for the time era they set Black Ops 6 in, not like it even matters, it's just going to feel like one giant cash grab, like one giant failure, instead of something that should be celebrated, instead of something that we should care about. That's the way I look at this. That's the way I feel about this. I want more. I expect more. The question is Activision ready to give us more? Are they ready to capitalize on this? Because this delay caught everyone's attention. Season 3 might have flown under the radar for some, but the fact that it was delayed caught people's attention. So now it's time to capitalize on that come April 3rd. So it's going to be a slow time in the Call of Duty community between now and then. I'm not expecting much to change. I'm not expecting anything to improve between now and then. But what I'm hoping for is the information that comes out for Season 3 knocks our socks off. Great content, whether it's maps or gameplay changes or just overall improvements to the game. I'm hoping that all of it culminates into something that is worthwhile instead of something that's forgettable. So that's it for the video today. I'm hoping that we see the best of Call of Duty come April 3rd. My hopes just aren't very high. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in that comment section. I thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time.